a lot of terrific guests on. And we got another one right now, as he does every Tuesday and Thursday, R.J. Young, our OU Insider, OUinsider.com. And R.J., thanks for joining us. Before we get into the OU stuff, I got to ask you, I got to believe you're an NBA fan, right? And if you are, who's your team?
Why does everybody think that I only care about the one sport, man?
I don't. I just said I assumed that you really did.
Yeah. I'm a Thunder fan, dude. Like,
All right.
I guess
your Thunder's not in it. So what do you think of the semifinals going on right now? What do you like?
Oh, I'm enjoying every bit of this. I mean, I didn't really have a dog in the Golden State Houston fight, but I was also really excited to see how many Thunder fans were just salty enough to watch Golden State win and be like, I'm okay with that. That's cool. Just as long as James Harden doesn't beat Golden State. But no, I mean, look, we got basketball every night, right? You're going to have Giannis up against Kawhi, and that's going to be an awesome series. And despite what people think, I think Dame versus Steph is going to be an awesome series. Like, I'm excited about what's going to happen tonight.
Do you think if Durant doesn't play in this series at all, that how much more of a chance does that give the Blazers?
Aren't the Golden State Warriors 30-4 in the Durant era when he doesn't play?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you mean? What more chance? I think they want the dude to play, even as he's averaging 37 a game. No, I mean, look, we've all kind of thought from the beginning of the season that it was going to be a cakewalk for Golden State all the way through. Turns out to not be a cakewalk, and they still turn out to beat up on people. I mean, I think most people would pick Golden State in 5 or 6. I'd like to see Portland kind of show up and be the team that they were against Oklahoma City, particularly Dame Lillard. He didn't have a great series. CJ McCollum came on, and if that happens, we got a series, even with Kevin Durant.
Well, I want to ask you, we'll get to OU, I promise, listeners, but you say you're a Thunder fan, and so I was impressed in that 7th game of the Blazers and the Nuggets. Damian Lillard realized he wasn't playing well, so he decided to do what he would, the other area of his game, and facilitate and let McCollum take over. Would Russell Westbrook do that?
I mean, Dame Lillard still took 17 shots, dog. Like, he went like 3 of 17. All right, so let's not pretend he didn't take shots. And Russ Westbrook had tried to do that most of the season, even as there is no Paul George MVP caliber season if Russ Westbrook is not doing that. Now, that said, of course I think Russ Westbrook could be a better leader. I'm real critical of Russ Westbrook. He ain't Dame Lillard to me when we're talking about a guy that just kind of does what he needs to do and leads his team in the right direction. I mean, Portland got bounced to the first round last year too. People forget that. They showed up. Dame Lillard said, nah, from the logo, I'm ending this. I'm ending this right now. I've never seen Russell Westbrook do that. I've only seen him go aggro and get mad at media. And as an Oklahoman, I get sad about that. I don't like that being my guy. But, I'm in the minority there, and I understand that.
No, I'm with you on that. But, all right, let's go to OU. You got a new feature up today on Woody Washington. Tell us a little bit about him, and I take it from this, you're pretty high on the young man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we got a lot of news going on in Insider. So Woody Washington spoke with me at length about coming to Oklahoma. He is going to enroll in June. He's looking forward to coming from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, where he was the #1 rated recruit coming out of that state. 6'1", 190-pound cornerback. So big, long, rangy, the kind of dude that I expect to excel covering these longer routes on the route tree. I mean, from 9 routes to post routes to digs. The guy just knows how to stick to the defender. We'll see about tackling, but he was a captain at his high school, which speaks highly of what he's doing. He was out there watching them run track as I was doing the interview with him, so he's still heavily involved in what his teammates are doing, and he's rooting for them. I just genuinely like his demeanor because he's showing up going, I want to compete. And this is a guy that was in the boat when the last staff was still running things. So it was Mike Stoops, Kerry Cook's guy. I said, why'd you stick? I said, why not? I'm here to win. It's a good place to try to win. And I think that I can compete no matter what the system is. And that's exactly the kind of guy anybody would want coming in as a true freshman.
And I believe we'll talk with R.J. Young, OU Insider, OUinsider.com. R.J., I believe they got a commitment yesterday for an offensive lineman, Noah Nelson. What can you tell us about him?
Second in 2 weeks. I was here last week talking about Nate Anderson. This week, I'm here talking about Noah Nelson. 8th commit, 2020. He's a 3-star kid out of Gilbert, Arizona. Williams Field, 6'8", 295 pounds. Look, took officials to Michigan, UCLA, had taken a trip to Oklahoma, loved it, rave reviews. The money quote is from our guy Steve Wiltfong. What I like a lot about the Sooners is how high profile of a team they are and how they're always in the running to compete for national championships. I mean, and he also had to see what everybody else saw, which was 4 offensive linemen going the first 4 rounds of the 2019 NFL Draft. Very long. I really enjoy the opportunity to watch kids when they go one-on-one when they're that size, because I think that any dude that's worth his salt as defensive end calls himself speed rusher is just trying to bend around him, and I didn't see that happen much. Now, he's great at drive blocking. They even had him chop blocking. I don't understand why you would have a 6'8" guy chop blocking, but okay. Left tackle primarily, but I didn't see any zone blocking. I didn't see any pulling. When he was in pass protection, he looked lost once you got him engaged. Like, his feet looked great, and then he got engaged, and then he was just trying to use his upper body strength to try to get what he could get. I think Bill Bedenbaugh is going to work that out of him because that's what Bill does. So all of the tools, all of the raw materials are there for Bill Bedenbaugh to do what he does. Outside of that, I mean, I think you got a solid kid, and I think it's speaking highly of Bedenbaugh that he knows what he can do with what he sees. Because Nate Anderson is 260 pounds, and about 6'5", but most people would believe that he could develop into the kind of guy that Oklahoma would really, really love and talk about in the way that we talk about some of these guys that are going to play left tackle, left guard in the NFL. The same could be said about Noah Nelson. It's just they have different problems, if that makes sense. They have different things they need to work on, and they're putting that group together, seeing how they develop is going to be fun.
You mentioned Bill Bedenbaugh prominently there, and he is going to be watched prominently when fall camp opens to see what he's going to do, because you also mentioned all those guys that went in the draft. Right now, from what I've seen, it's Swinson at left tackle, Hayes at left guard. We know Creed's at center, but then Robinson at right guard and Early at right tackle. You agree with that, or do you think somebody else could be in that mix?
Hell, man, if you can call it, I'm going to call you Nostradamus. Because, I mean, seeing Adrian Ely out there, cool. Eric Swinson as your left tackle, I mean, all right. But Bray Walker and Daryl Simpson, when I saw them commit, I thought they were committing as tackles, and he got them as guards. So, I mean, what you saw in the spring game, I don't really trust it at all. And to say that I could call it would be wrong, because I didn't think that Cody Ford could play tackle, because he had played tackle. He'd been a guard. And then you trot him out there to play tackle for the first time in his life as a collegiate player at least. And he turns into the best prospect of all of them in 1 year. So I'm not going to try to handicap what Bill Bedenbaugh's going to do, except to say Creed Humphrey's going to start at center. All right? And if Creed Humphrey starts at center, I think you're going to be pretty good, because that is the most talented offensive lineman on the roster today. And the way that folks talk about him is the way that you talk about Jonah Williams last year, the way that you talk about Garrett Bradbury last year, and the way that you're going to continue to talk about guys that go into the first round. What's interesting about Creed, though, is that he's interior lineman, and I only hear lately, like with Quentin Nelson 2018 prominently, have you seen interior linemen start to really go in the first round in the NFL draft, because it always feels like you can just get those guys on the inside. But the things that Creed does well at his age are just ridiculous. And I think if you have that guy leading any 4 group that Bill Bedenbaugh picked out, you're going to end up being pretty good, right? And I think that's the thing to take away. If you want to go out there and you want to tell me that Adrian Ely is going to be the starting right tackle, you go right ahead there, Dave. I'm not ready to do it.
No, I'm just going by what I've read in some of these publications. But you mentioned Cody Ford talking with R.J. Young, OU Insider, OUinsider.com, and also R.J., of course, has his own Sunday show here every Sunday, Fight Me.
Where I talk about the Thunder from time to time.
What?
Where I talk about the Thunder from time to time.
Yeah, there you go. But Cody Ford, I think the Bills got a steal there. And I think he's going to go in there with a huge chip on his shoulder. But what are your thoughts on Cody at the next level?
I think most people think they got a steal, but I also think the Bills really, really, really think they got a steal. Look, that feature that they did on Bills.com is excellent. I love watching their war room, because it turned those dudes into us watching a fantasy snake draft. Going, please don't take him, please don't take it, please don't play. Oh my God, he fell. And then they moved up to get him at 38. For Cody, I hate it, because I read Albert Breer on this, which was, hey, if Jonah Williams was gone, since he was prepared to take Cody Ford at 11. And in 2018, that signing bonus was about $16.4 million. And the difference is about $12 million in money. So I kind of feel for Cody Ford for sliding because, yeah, he got a steal. Great for the team. Not necessarily great for the player who could have stood to make a lot of more money being picked 17 spots ahead. So, I mean, I think he's going to end up being a really great player, but also his quarterback is still Josh Allen. I mean, if we know anything, Joe Thomas was one of the best tackles in all of football. He never had a quarterback. So It's kind of moot. So I'm just kind of looking forward to hearing about the Okie drill between Ed Oliver and Cody Ford because that's as hype as I'm going to get for Bills football right now, man.
Well, staying in the NFL and staying with OU players, how does a team draft someone number 1 overall and then don't even have the right shoes to put him in? And Kyler Murray came out of his first practice really sore. I think that says it all about the Cardinals organization.
So you're telling me that his feet are about 6'3"?
I don't know.
No, I'm saying, big feet.
Yeah.
So
well, he didn't have the right.
Roll with the joke, Dave. Roll with the joke. I'm telling you, the man has big feet. He must be taller. Look, somebody screwed up. I think Kyler Murray ultimately screwed up because he walked out there with the wrong shoes on his feet. So I'm not going to blame that Arizona's feet. You ought to know what shoes you can wear out there, man. And you're the number 1 overall pick. It ain't like they're going to stop practice. They will stop practice and go get you shoes that fit. Or better yet, they just won't let you walk out there for rookie minicamp, which is 3 days of what? Install that they're going to forget by the time they got to come back for OTAs and training camp. I think it's just funny. I think it's funny that they didn't know the man's shoe size, and I think it's funny that he didn't know enough about his own shoe size to go say, hey, my feet hurt, so that when he gets on the podium, it's like, my feet hurt a little bit. Yo, this all could have been avoided, and now I'm making jokes about Kyler Murray and having big feet because we were talking about how short the dude was for so long.
Gotcha now, but I thought it was because they didn't have his brand, whether it's Nike, Under Armour, I don't know.
I don't care if he was out there in Starburys. Get the man some shoes that fit, okay? It's really not that big. Like, let him go out there in his bare feet on that really cool turf they got. It's fine. You didn't need. I don't buy any of the branding because for no amount of money am I gonna be walking out here with my feet hurting. I don't wear penny loafers for exactly that reason. My feet hurt. This world is too tough already on the rest of us. We go through the hell of getting up in the morning, going to work. I'm not gonna do this with my feet hurting. So I'm gonna put on the nice Jordans. I'm gonna put on the Dunks that got the wide foot that will hold my size 12 and a halves, and I'm gonna go to work rather than wear these wingtips that's gonna bust off through my toes, and I'm gonna be out here talking on the radio like my feet hurt, Dave. Nah, man. You're responsible for your own feet.
Hey, it's been fun. Always great with RJ. And thanks for talking some other stuff with us besides OU, RJ. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you Thursday.
All right. Appreciate you, Dave.
Hey, that's RJ Young, OU Insider, OUinsider.com. He's got his own show, Fight Me on Sundays. Catch that too. We'll be back to wrap up this show after these messages. Your home for sports, the sports animal.